There, now it should be recording. Okay, so the reason I called this call together, the reason I put this call together is because I really wanted to kind of like talk about the white elephant in the room, if that makes sense. So there are a lot of things that are going well in our team. There's a lot of things that we're struggling with as a team, and there's a lot of things that we just need help with as a team. And I feel like sometimes it's hard to ask because you're not really sure what to ask, or like how to ask or who to ask or whatever. Yeah, I'm freaking pumped. Cassie just hit Emerald. I know, I'm so excited. She's just been talking about it all day. So we'll get to that in a sec. But I wanted to like just go through and just talk about 3 things that Josh usually talks to me about. So usually he says, you know, what is going well? Because whatever is going well in your business, don't stop doing that. Like, keep doing it. And then he always asks, like, what do you feel like is not going so well? Or what do you feel like you're kind of struggling with? And then he says, how can I help you? Like, what can I do to help you? Like, you know, if you could get anything answered, like, what is it? So today on our call, I told him, I said, okay, here's the deal. Like, between all of my accounts, you know, I've almost helped 30 people this month. I was like, it's going really well. And I was like, we just hit 6-star qual, which is amazing. But I told him, I said, I'm kind of like a now what? Because like we set that goal and we hit it as a team, which is incredible. And we're going to like continue to hold it and to keep going. But I was kind of like, now what do I do? So at the beginning of May, I don't know if you remember, I did a live call on our team page, and I just was asking like who wanted to work this business, who wanted to make this happen, who wanted to be part of like our 15-star diamond team. And a lot of you reached out. A lot of you said, hey, I would really like to make this work. I love helping people. I love what I'm doing as a coach. I would really like to kind of create that income for my family, for myself, for my future, to pay off debt, whatever it is. And after I got so much feedback from you guys, I literally was like, crap, like now what do I do? I have all of these people who are like, I'm ready to do this. And I'm like, oh God, okay, like now what do I do? It's kind of like when you post on social media and you message somebody and they're like, yes, I'm interested. And then like the sweat starts coming. You're like, oh my God, she's interested. Like, what do I say? How do I not word vomit? Like, what am I supposed to do? It's the same thing. Like all of you guys were like, I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to hit diamond and beyond. I'm ready to create this income. And then it was kind of like, my wheels were like turning. I didn't really know what to do. And so I asked him and I was talking to them and they said the best thing to do is to figure out what each and every one of you are good at, like what is going well for you, what each of you are struggling with. And this doesn't have to be a negative call. I don't want you to feel like you came on this call and you left like feeling worse. I want you to come on this call and leave like weighing less, if that makes sense. Because it's kind of how I felt after I had my call. I kind of felt like I weighed less, like I had less stress. And so I had those 3 things. So what is going well? What is something you feel like you're struggling with? And then what, if anything, do you need help on? Like what could you get help on? So this is going to be kind of a weird team call. I'm not going to like talk in front of you the whole time. I'm actually going to we're going to go around and share those 3 things. If you're not super comfortable with it, that's my job as a coach. I didn't make you feel like this is a safe environment. It is. I'm going to tell you my struggles. I'll tell you what I need help with, and so on and so forth. So it's not like a judgment zone. It's literally going to be, let's figure this out as a team. Let's keep moving forward, and let's figure out how we can reach our goals. So I'm actually going to start off with Cassie because she sent me her thing because she had to work tonight. She's super freaking pumped, you guys. She has been that coach. I'm pretty sure she is going through, I want to say like round 4 now of the 21-day fix, 21-day fix extreme. Like she's been hustling her butt for the last like however many months, and she's signed up one person, like her spouse. Like that's it. And so I think it's kind of like an eye opener for you guys that like she is showing up in her fitness journey. She's getting results. She's posting on social media, but she still doesn't have all these people yet. And so we're going to find out what she feels like she's struggling with. I think it's easy for me to say like, oh, she's struggling with this or she's struggling with that. I actually want to hear like what you feel like you're struggling with. So don't feel like you have to say the correct answer. Like I actually just want to hear from you. Jennifer, that's totally fine. So I'm going to read you Cassie's, and I don't know, that was sideways. Okay, so this is what she said. What's working? She said she's getting decent feedback on her post. She schedules them for 5 a.m. when people see them right away in the morning. She increased her posting 2 times a day. She's catching people between 3 to 5 p.m. as well. So Cassie was just posting once a day, which I said at the beginning, if you post anything, for crying out loud, post it once, you know. So she was doing that. And then she upped her posting to 2 times a day. So she's hitting her people in the morning, and then she's hitting her people like that 3 to 5 p.m. time. And that's her time frame. That's her niche market. That's not mine. That's probably not yours. So that's just when she said is working well for her. She said, what does she need to work on? She's drastically improved her messaging, but she still feels like it could use some work. She said, but I'm doing it now. She's actually messaging people, and guess who's going to be Emerald next week? Like, that's what happens. That's kind of like that missing piece that I feel like we all have. You guys all post on social media. Like, I see you on social media. I feel like some of you message people, and then it's kind of like some of you maybe don't message people, and that's kind of where we're getting off. And that's why we're not reaching those goals that we want to. And she says she still needs to work on inviting and sending out more friend requests. And then her help was, how long do you wait after no response? Good ways to start other conversations, creative post ideas. So I'm just going to go over her, like, what does she feel like she needs to work on, just to kind of give some advice, and then kind of go from there. So she said she needs to improve messaging, or she has improved. She just wants to actually like send out more invites. So what I do, you guys, is the way I invite people is if I'm sharing my social media posts, if anybody likes and comments, automatically message all of those people. If I'm not posting, I just missed out on all of those messages. Some of them I send out like an invite. So I might say like, hey, Kristen, just wanted to say thank you so much for your constant support on my journey. It seriously helped me get out of bed this morning. I want to thank you. And I just have to ask, would you ever be considered, or have you ever considered joining me? Like, leaving it short and sweet like that. Maybe it's somebody I haven't talked to ever. Maybe I'll just say like, hey, Dana, thanks so much for your love on my fitness journey. It's been so incredible this last 2.5 years. I can't even believe I've stuck with it, and I've had such an amazing time. How is your week going? And not talk about Beachbody. So then when she answers my question and she's like, well, my week's been really busy, blah, 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 I can say, I totally feel you. And then I can kind of like tie in Beachbody. So maybe my week is going really great. I'm kind of sore from my workout from yesterday. I absolutely love being able to work out at home in the morning before practice. Maybe what are some fun things you're doing this summer? Just continue the conversation. Not all conversations lead to Beachbody, lead to conversations like that. And that's okay. Like, that's part of connecting. And then she also said that sending more friend requests. On Facebook, I'll be honest, I probably send a couple a day. I don't get too excited about Facebook, but I have 4,000 friends. I started with 700. So when I had 700, I was inviting 5 people a day. And then on Friday, I went through and if you didn't accept it, I just went through and you can delete it. You can send a friend request and then you can delete it. I just went through and deleted them. And then I did that on Friday. It was my clean out day. So Monday through Friday, I was sending anywhere between 20 and 25 just friend invites. And I invited my mom, her friends. I invited my sister and all her friends. I invited Aaron and all his girlfriends from high school, not girlfriends, but friends that were girls from high school. Actually, no, just kidding. That would be a good idea. And I added friends of friends from college. If they went to the same college I did, I invited them. If they worked at the same place, I sent them a message, sent them a friend request. So I kind of started with my warm market, and then I moved out, if that makes sense. So hopefully that kind of helps with friend requests. Instagram, heck, I just look at a hashtag and I follow cool people, make sure they're not Beachbody coaches, and I could probably follow 20 people a day. Super easy on Instagram. Facebook's a little bit more, personal. She said, how long do you wait after no response? I give them 2 days, and then I say, hey girl, just wanted to see if you got my last message about my fitness group. I'm super excited and would love to have you if you consider joining us. 2 days after that, if nothing, I literally grab the GIF that has are you there from Ace Ventura when he's looking like this. And I literally send that to people. And I literally get messages back like, LOL, oh my God, I did not even see your message. And then if they don't say anything after that, I just put them down for next month. And then what I do is I go to their page and maybe like or comment on something. Or maybe I see that she just got her hair cut. So I'll send her a Facebook message like, hey girl, oh my God, I love your hair. Super cute. Did you just get it done? Or something like that. I've noticed when I reach out to people not about Beachbody, they answer my Beachbody questions. It's the weirdest thing ever. Like I had somebody have a link out for like a week and a half, and I was going to go delete it. And so I sent her a message and was like, hey, how was your weekend? I saw you guys went boating. And she was like, oh my God, it was so much fun. By the way, I just filled out my link. I was like, what? Oh, okay. Like if you don't talk about it, sometimes like they actually bring it up themselves. And then she said, good ways to start another conversation. Asking questions is a really good way. I think that helps a lot. You know, how was your weekend? What did you guys do? If they went out for supper, where did you go? Is it your best, or is it your favorite place to go? I always get on like a voice message kind of after that part, just so they can kind of hear me and my excitement. So maybe if I say like, hey, Karina, happy birthday. You know, how was it? Did you get to go out and have fun plans? And if she messages me back and she's like, my family took me out to my favorite place to eat. It was a really good night. I'll get on my like phone. I'll be like, oh my God, where did you go out to eat? My favorite place ever is Olive Garden because I love all the breadsticks. Where did you go for your birthday? And then she'll send me a message back and she can like hear you. So it's almost like you had a real conversation, if that makes sense. So sometimes that helps. And then she just said creative post ideas. I talked about this on, I don't know where I talked. I thought it was a team call. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. So anyway, take like a piece of paper and in the middle, I want you to put like fitness, or in the middle, put coaching, or in the middle, put mom or wife or teacher or whatever it is. And then you literally just draw like bubbles. So if I'm going to do teacher. Okay. So it's like a brain map and I'm just going to draw like up early. So there's a posting idea. I can talk about the funny things my kids say. And that means the kids at school. I don't have any kids. So like that's a posting idea. I can talk about my outfits that I wear to school. That's like Instagram stories. I can, like tons of different ideas just about myself as a teacher. And then I can do the same thing about like a wife, a coach, a team member, a challenge group. Like I do all of that. Like that's literally, if I run out of things to talk about or post about, I do like a brain dump. I hate that word dump, but I do a brain dump and that's where I get all of my post ideas from. So hopefully that kind of helps too. So if that's something that you're looking for creation for ideas for your posts, also, if there's a challenge group, like there's a challenge group coming up on Monday the 4th, I probably will post about the challenge group every single day this week until next week, Tuesday. And then I'll change my shift into coaching and then I'll change it back into challenge group. Of course, if I'm posting 3 times, they're not all challenge groups. This morning was my fitness tied into a challenge group. This afternoon, I didn't get one up because I was getting my hair done, but my coach had posted about our advancement. So I let that be a post about coaching. And then tonight I'm going to post about our team and what rank advancing actually is and why it's important and those kinds of things, and do like a coaching call to action. So in the morning, I just had a challenge group and now I have coaching. So people know that I'm offering that opportunity to them. Sometimes I post about my dog because I want to. Like the other night I got this cute little like case with my dog's photo on it and I took a picture of him and I tied it into coaching somehow. I don't even remember how I did it. But take random photos and just figure out how you can tie things into it. So I got a little long-winded. So that was Cassie's. I'll do mine really quick and then we can go around. And actually I think someone commented in there so I could, oh, maybe she's finishing her post. Okay, so mine, what I feel like I do well is I just kind of like rip the Band-Aid off and I just do it. I had a couple people ask me like, how do you talk to people, or what do you say, or how do you post? It's like, I don't know. I just do it. Like I just do it. Like I have this list of people that I was talking to, tons of people on here I was talking to, wrote their names down, and I got done and I was like, my coaches are struggling to invite people. And I'm just like, just talking to people. And I think it comes with time. It's easier. Like it comes with time, with conversation. But I want you guys to know like how simple the conversations are. They're not like crazy out there, some awesome thing. Like it's literally just like, hey, how was your weekend? People don't message me back. People ignore me. People like unfriend me. Like it happens. It's life, whatever. They're not my people. I have people on here who are interested in coaching for the last month and a half. Like I have people who want to join our challenge group, but they've had a link out for a week. Like it happens. Like it is life. I am not better than anybody else on this call, but I feel like what I do well or what's going well for me is that I just do it. Like I just sit down and I just make it happen. If I have to send out 10 invites, I find 10 people and I just go invite them. If I need a post, I figure out like how it ties into my why and I just do it. So maybe like that mentality of like, who gives a F what anyone else thinks? I'm just going to do it. So that's kind of what's going well for me. Something I struggle with personally, and it's going to sound super crazy, is finding new people. Like I struggle with that just because of up here. Like I struggle with it up here. Because when I look on this call, I'm pretty sure actually everybody on this call, I've never met any of you in person. Never once. Like never met anyone in person. But yet you're on my team. You're rock stars. You're posting on social media. You're changing lives. We're part of a team. So like for me to sit here and think like I have no one to talk to, I don't have new people is bull crap. Basically everything I'm struggling with, it's like I find that I'm struggling because I think I'm struggling. I'm not really actually struggling with that. But I did some research to look up to find new people, hashtags on Instagram in case you're struggling with the same thing. Instagram stories, if anybody watches it, I go creep them and see if they could possibly join us. Facebook, I go through my friends list. I have 4,000 people. I do not have all 4,000 people signed up. So there's somebody on there that wants to join. Go through and just randomly start connecting with them, messaging them, liking, commenting on their stuff. My like page that I have, I go and I start really weird random conversations like, hey girl, how was your weekend? Like start talking about it. Cause if they're on my like page, like I know they want more information about fitness. And then what I could get help from is I feel like I'm available to you guys. I feel like you can reach out and ask me any questions, but at the same time, I feel like, I don't know, like we're just missing somewhere. So I don't know if it's like I need help from you guys to understand like how I can like help our team more. I know I'm available in like the message threads, but I feel like once you start coaching, I kind of like let you do it. You know what I mean? Like I let you go coach because that's how I was coached. My coach was like, go hit diamond, see you later. And I was like, all right, I'm going to go hit diamond. And I just went and did it. But that's not how everybody works. And that's not how all of you guys are. And so I'm trying to, and I need help with how to get my coaches from new coach training to emeralds, from emeralds to diamond is like that bridge that we're missing. And I think that this call might actually help with that. And I think it's consistency and showing up with our trackers and getting business hours set as coaches. So I kind of like, that's kind of what I need help from you guys. So I'm hoping that this call helps with what I need help with. So, okay. Anybody offering to like go? Anybody like want to share theirs? It's totally out there. Like I just told you guys I'm struggling. Like, come on here. Show me some love. Anybody want to share theirs first? Anybody willing to? You want me to unmute? I'm just going to randomly pick someone. Where's Karina? I'm going to pick on her. Where is she at? All right. You're unmuted. I picked on you. I'm sorry.
That's cool. Okay. So do you want me to go with what I need help with first?
Let's start with positive things. So what do you feel like you're doing well or what's going well?
My workouts. I'm always consistent with my workouts. That's just one thing I don't struggle with. And then that leads into people asking, what I'm doing. What are you doing to get results? So that always makes conversation. I feel like my posting consistency is there. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's working. But on the other side of that, I need help with the content because I'm not getting as many likes as I should.
Okay. With content, do you share from your like page to your personal page?
Yeah, I do. And then what I actually just like, I didn't want to share from my personal page because of work. But I think I'm just gonna start doing it anyway.
And is it because you like can't post? Like, because I can't post from 8 to 4. I mean, I can now, but I couldn't before.
I think I can. I'm just more scared of what my boss will say. But I don't really care at this point.
Like, do you feel like what? Give me a little bit more, because honestly, like I've been through. I don't want to say a cuss word. Like I've been through garbage with my last principal. I could not post between 8 and 4. I could not post in a, what are they called? Sports bra and shorts. I had to have like more clothing on. If I did a transformation and you could see my abs, like he asked me to take it down. Like it was him invading my personal life, and like he actually couldn't do that. But then he made it like hell at my other job, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I feel like I'm at that point in my relationship with my boss where it won't be an issue. I think she just takes things very personally.
So, go ahead. With my
she's a breed of person, but I don't really think she'll say anything. I think I'm more scared that she will, and I don't think she will.
Maybe just if you do like 3 posts on your like page, do 1 on your personal page. Like start with 1. And the one thing that I did with my new principal, like I had to ask him to do the national wake up call while I was at school during school hours. And so I opened that conversation with him. I was like, here's the deal. Like I am a coach. Yeah. I'm a health and fitness coach. I'm not selling myself. I'm not like doing anything degrading by any means. I'm Catholic. Like I understand like, XYZ. And I was like, I do this and I love it. And I won't post between 8 and 4. But outside of that, like it's my business and it pays my bills. And he was like, cool, awesome. Like I support you. So maybe just if it bothers you, talk to her about it. Just be like, hey, I'm a health and fitness coach, and I would really like to just share my journey on my personal page. I don't want it to conflict with anything. And I always tell my coaches, don't ever post while you're at work.
Yeah.
Because nobody, not to be rude, but like nobody wants to see a post because everyone's working. You know what I mean? Like, unless like you're a stay-at-home mom, I get that part, but everyone's working like from 9 to 5 or 8 to 4. That's why it's not a big deal for me. It got to the point where I couldn't post what I wanted to outside of 8 to 4. That's where the problem came. So maybe ask her posting time, maybe ask her content just to get, I don't know, like an idea. Because that's not something, I feel like the reason you're struggling with content is because you're scared of what someone else is going to think. But I want it to stay ethical too. Like I want it with your boss, if that makes sense. Like I still want you to, I don't know. Like I was so scared to post because I knew my boss was an ass. Yeah. And so I didn't know what to post and what to share because I was like, ooh, can I do this? And now my posts have grown so much because I'm open with my principal. I'm like, if my husband doesn't mind the photo, I'm going to post it because he's the only person that I care sees it, So maybe that, and then we can talk about content. I'm kind of like a long-winded content person. I'm really working on short posts and stuff. So I can try to find a couple. I'll write that down. I'm writing all of these down so then I can go back through and I can get might get some people to do some calls for us too to help with that and try to find some stuff too. Do you have anything else you'd like?
More progress like posting from my personal page.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think that's something I need to tweak to get
honestly,
more.
I started with just my personal page. I didn't even have like a like page. And that's where I got because that's where people know, like, and trust you is your personal page.
Right.
I just am not salesy at all on my personal page. I might get a little salesy on my like page, but it's a business page.
Right. Right.
So I don't ever post Beachbody photos. I don't ever post like corporate photos that they do. The only thing you'll see on my personal page is like rank advancements. Otherwise, everything else I try to make it somewhat personal, I guess. Just don't be like other companies who post garbage on their page.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else you feel like you're struggling with?
No, not really. I think that's going to help open up a whole different world of inviting and just kind of getting people. And I just came to that realization tonight, like to my post tonight, I put it on my personal page and on my like page. So I was like, let's just see what happens. And
I always post on my personal, and then I schedule my like page for like an hour later. So people can love on me first, and then they love on my like page. So some people see it twice. Who cares? Like, whatever.
No, that's super helpful. Thank you.
And then it doesn't take away from your post that you have. And then also, your like page, the only people that see the stuff on your like page is if they actually like your page. So the cool thing is, if you have 10,000 people, like, awesome, I just got to, not all 10,000, but you know what I mean, like a bigger market, versus when you're just starting your page and you have 10 people, they're probably all on your personal page anyways.
Right.
You know, so I would continue posting on both though, definitely, for sure.
Okay.
Anything you think you need help with, like?
I mean, I feel like I need help with inviting, but I feel I've not let myself get the people. I know I have the ability and I have people who are interested. I just need to like break that barrier. And I think talking to my boss, I need to do that and just clear the air.
Yeah, I mean, like, what you're doing is an incredible thing. You're helping people with health and fitness. It's not like you're selling drugs and collecting cash. Like, you know, I might videotape myself doing a power hour so you guys can see what I say to who I say to random conversations. Do you think that would help?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, done. I'll do it tomorrow. All right. Anything else?
Cool. No, I'm good.
Okay, thanks for going first. Everyone's like black. Kristen, I'm going to pick on you just because you're the only other person that I can see. Let me unmute you. Oh, maybe not. You might have to unmute yourself. There we go.
Okay. Can you hear?
Hi. Yeah.
Okay.
We're ripping the Band-Aid off.
Weird.
Okay, so first of all, she just started coaching, so we're kind of like ripping her Band-Aid off. Okay. What do you feel like in general is going good right now?
I don't know because it's still new.
Right.
I feel like I have like 20 something likes on my page. And that's basically everyone like from my friends list that I invited. I've tried to do like invite people you think could benefit from this kind of post. And that was last night, and I've only seen like one person actually invite people.
Okay.
It's kind of like.
That's a start though. I mean, you just started. Yeah. One person is better than 0 people. Yeah.
I have been finding ways to like mention the products and stuff like throughout the day. So like my coach who actually replaced me at work mentioned today that she felt like crap from Memorial Day weekend. And I was like, hey, 3-day refresh right there with you. Like,
yep.
And I kind of talked to her a little bit. But like finding ways to work that into daily conversation is like becoming more comfortable.
Yeah.
It's awkward.
It, sometimes I get awkward because I love it so much that people are like, please slow down. What? Like, I'm like, oh my God, I love Shakeology. They have like 40, you know, like, and they're just like, take what? Like, you know, they're just like, slow down. I don't really know what you're talking about. I would say like just knowing you from our challenge groups, you are a consistency queen. Like every day, new tank top, workout, no matter what, like not even kidding you, like thousands of tank tops every single day that you show up. Like you're so consistent. And then when I had you guys like posting results and stuff, like all you guys on this call, like holy crap, like we are good at getting results. We're really good at being a product of the product, which I think is amazing. So honestly, like I'm going to tell you that's what you're doing really good. Like you're consistent with that. And I think it shows too, obviously like outside, but I think, you know, you posted a photo of your face and I was like, who is that? I was like, that is not her. And
yeah,
then I
have like 3 chins.
Did you see, you're going to see my post later on. I'm like tonight or tomorrow.
I hate it.
You look amazing. So I'm putting that down that you're rocking workouts in new tanks because that's a celebration. Now I know what to get you. anything you feel like, I know you just started coach training, all that stuff. Like, what do you feel like though you would find yourself struggling with if I said all you have to do is share your journey, be a proof of the product, which you're already doing, reading personal development, and inviting people? Like, what do you feel like you could possibly be struggling with?
Finding people to reach out to.
Okay. So we're kind of in that same,
like you mentioned that with the hashtags and the Instagram, I'm going to try that. Just finding, like, I have such a small group of friends, or like I have so few Facebook friends because I'm not a overly here's my life kind of person.
Right.
Having that outlet to find people, I feel like, is a struggle. Or
and there's like thousands and millions and actually like probably quadrillion people like that on Instagram. So find hashtags that like fit you. Maybe don't do like introvert, because I really don't think you are, because you show up every day and you post in a tracker app and you wear cool tanks and everyone loves you. To me, it's more of like maybe look up some things with consistency. So like whether it's lifting, girls with muscles, or, like whatever, like look up for things for you and then look for those people. And you can tell from like their posts and stuff. The really crazy thing is when I first started, I'm not even kidding you, the only photos like I posted were like holiday photos, and I was hiding behind people anyways. And before I started coaching, I actually deleted like thousands of people from my Facebook because I was going to be a teacher, and that's what they told us to do in college, was like restart your Facebook basically. And so I've gotten myself from 700 to 4,000 like over 2.5 years. I didn't do it in a day, obviously. And it's still kind of hard for me to share when I'm with some of my Beachbody friends, like in public. I'm like, I wish I could be more like her, because she's very like, she'll talk to anyone in an elevator, like all this stuff. And I'm kind of like don't look at me. But then if I'm on a call with you guys, like you guys are probably like, shut up, stop talking, like I don't know. It just depends on who I'm with. So I'm kind of introvert, extrovert sometimes. So just maybe just trying to find your people. And I found it's easier on Instagram because people are more honest, I think, on Instagram. Facebook is more of like friends and family are watching kind of thing. And I think that's why we cared a little too much of what they think, because we're just trained that way.
Yeah.
We still have to have our one-on-one, but what can like you get help with if there's something besides what you're struggling with?
I think my thing is just like posts. Like I spent 45 minutes last night trying to put together a post, and I kept reading it. And then finally I was like, okay, this is as good as it's going to get. Like, it sounded fine, but I felt like maybe it was word vomit type thing, or
read my posts. I word vomit all the time.
That's why I was like, I don't know what to do.
So Mary is not on this call because she does not have Wi-Fi, but she does such an amazing job. The only things that I know she posts daily are her workouts, like your workout photos. Like everything else, I'm not even kidding you, she schedules everything else. And I need to get to that point. I'm just such a spur of the moment thing. Like tonight I was like, I have a post that needs to go up in an hour. I took a couple photos and I was going to talk about my team. And so like I have an idea and I have a couple photos to choose from. Sometimes I choose photos from like a week ago. Sometimes I choose photos from last month. Like I take random photos. Like I'm not even kidding you. My phone, my husband got my phone. He's like, who are these people? Or what is this? Like I just have so many random photos like of me and the same stuff. But like I go back and I use those. So like if I get done with this call and I don't have time to take a good photo, or I don't want to get frustrated with it, I go on my phone and I just find a really good photo from a week ago or something. Like some people might put it together that I'm not wearing the same thing or whatever, but most people don't care. Like they just love you, and content wise, I just found if you're relatable and people can read it and understand what you're getting across, like that's good enough. It does not have to be like cross your T's, dot your I's kind of garbage. Like it's literally just share what's on your heart. And like, that's where you get people from. So
I didn't share a lot, like going through the last couple of years, like transition wise, I didn't share a lot on my personal page. So there was like just no photos of me for a couple of years because I hated how fat my face was and I just didn't want to take pictures.
You should post your transformation
So I think I'm gonna share that post on my personal page because a lot of my friends like just had no idea. Like they're like,
And
oh,
honestly,
but they don't know like what struggle it
I
was.
love that idea. That's a great way to give your struggles and share with where you're at now. It doesn't have to be, I'm a coach, I'm better than you. It's literally like, dude, here's where I started from.
Yeah.
Here's where I'm like, I have my, sometimes I post stuff on my Instagram and then I post it a couple days later on my Facebook, but I did that transformation on my Instagram and I'll post it on Facebook probably tomorrow or something. But I just did how I used to spend my summer. And then like, sometimes you need a reminder, this was the old me. Hey, I have a new group. Like, it doesn't always have to be like, I'm really bad at doing like novels. That's just like, I love talking and someone's like, get a blog. Like, good. But yeah, I get that. So I'm going to look up some stuff for like just posting ideas and content and how to get it out. Other ideas I've done though is I don't like to take stuff from other coaches, but I do read their stuff. Some coaches are really good at like 2 sentences. I'm like, that's it. But I like know your story. How did you do that? And I'm over here like 20 paragraphs and I'm talking about my dog's like loose tooth or something. Like, you're like, what are you talking about? So, okay. Awesome. I got yours down. Thanks. I'm sorry. I'm ripping the Band-Aid off. Congrats. This is our first one. Okay. April's on. I'm going to have April go before her internet cuts out. Unmute yourself, girl.
Okay.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Hurry, quick, go.
Okay. So for my doing well, I'm like super consistent with working out. I always do that.
And you have sick abs. I'm going to write that.
I post pretty well. I mean, I stay on top of that. I'm usually posting as soon as I get done working out and trying to post throughout the day and sometimes in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
Struggling with reaching out and like finding a schedule and sticking to it.
Okay.
And then for like help, I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm like a horrible learner. I don't know. Like I know what I'm supposed to do, but I feel like I need like hands-on. Like I need to do it with somebody to be able to like grasp it. If that makes sense.
Yeah. So here's my idea actually for our entire team is to schedule, like I've been practicing this week so I can like actually show you guys that I'm not just blowing smoke up your butts, but I'm going to like, I have scheduled out all of my workouts. I scheduled out all of my like life happenings and then our calls and stuff. So I scheduled out my like entire life and I put them in my phone on my calendar. And then, so I have like, you don't have to have an alarm go off. Mine just kind of like dings. So at 7:30 every night, it says, do your shit. Like that means I need to go work. Sorry, probably shouldn't say that. Do your stuff. But like, that's what happens. Like I have my schedule. So like that blue part is like my call that we're having right now. It's my do your crap thing. And this was my schedule for earlier today. I had a call and I had to get my hair done. And then I had a call with Josh and I had my early birds group. So I've been trying to sync both of them, but I've been trying really hard. She just popped off, but I've been trying really hard to pick the same time, if at all possible, to do my Beachbody stuff. Because when I was working full time and coaching and stuff, I worked from 7 to 9 at night. And I'm so trained 7 to 9 at night, I should be working my Beachbody business. I don't have kids, all that stuff. Like, so 7 to 9 at night, like my husband's watching some weird show or watching sports. But now in the summer, I have my schedule where I work out in the morning, I have softball, I work my business, and then I get to enjoy my night with my husband. Obviously, we have a call, so like that takes precedence over, it's like an hour. So that's something I'm going to have our team do. And I actually talked, oh, there she is. I talked with April about this a couple of days ago, but we're going to do like scheduling out your business hours, scheduling your workout, and then we're going to use like our tracker apps or tracker sheets, like our business, like what we're doing. And then we're going to be posting them in the team page. So it's kind of like a hands-on check-in. I have to say I did this kind of thing. And then I'm actually going to run like a Zoom like this while I'm working my business, and people can just hop on and work their business. They don't have to say a word to me, but just to like show up, you know what I mean? Cause it's the same thing with like workouts in the morning, my 5 o'clock workout. Like I've worked out at 5:30 every single morning, minus the time I was sick. And obviously if we had like a late start, but other than that, I was up because 2 other girls are always up at 5:30 every single morning. I know they're up, and I'm like, if I'm not up, I feel, bad because I start the Zoom link. So like that just helps me show up. So I want to do that same thing with our business. So I got April's, I got some of her stuff too. There she is, but she's going to probably pop on and off. I got some of her stuff a couple of days ago. Okay. Jennifer, I don't know. Can you go right now? I can unmute you. Maybe you have to unmute yourself. She just told you to be quiet, I'm pretty sure. Okay.
Hey. Sorry, yeah, I think we're good. She came home from daycare with a stomach bug, so. Yeah, so a lot of similar things to everyone else, but I feel like what's been working for me is I have been opening my post topics up a little bit more.
Yeah.
Sharing a little bit more of the realness of my life. And so when talking to people and having just natural conversations with them, they've brought up some of my posts and how they can relate to them. So I think that part is really working well. I've started inviting a lot more. I finally got over the fear of doing it and sending things out and people not completing it or saying it's not right now or they want to wait till the next round, things like that. So I'm getting more comfortable with those types of responses. What I do want to work on is I find one day, just because my schedule is so busy, one day I'll send out maybe like 10 to 15 invites, and then the next day I'll send maybe 2 or 3. So I want to get consistent with that on a daily basis.
And sometimes, like, I'll be honest, like this was all from one day was like my notebook. And then today, like it's probably 10, maybe 20 people, if that, like, and so some days it's a lot more, some days it's less. Some days I am more focused on like my coaches and stuff. And so I think it's okay as long as you average, your 5 to 10, I think it's fine. But yeah, then just consistently checking up, because that's probably like the follow-up is where you're going to see the big growth, I think.
Right, yeah, and I've been trying to do more of the follow-up, especially people who said they were interested and then haven't heard anything back for a few days, then I'll check back in with them.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not because people don't want to join you, they're just scared. 9 times out of 10, people are just like, nervous to start. So
right, but it's true when you send something to them and then you go like or comment on a post they had, then they respond to your original message.
Yeah, it happened to me tonight, actually. I commented on a post and then they sent me a message and I was like, oh, at least I got to them though. So that's good.
And then what I would like help with is organization of things. I think in the first month I was feeling a little overwhelmed with how to keep track of all of my training notes, conversations I'm having with people without being overwhelmed. So just keeping everything kind of streamlined and in order.
One thing that I do is I have like cute notebooks for like notes that like we take on a call or something like that. And then I actually bought I got this for a Christmas present because I wanted a calendar, and someone bought this for me. It's a project planner. I'm pretty sure it's from like Walmart or the dollar store, but every day it just says like project planning notes, and then it says like action notes. Like, here, I'll show it to you. So I just put people's names down and I put like the date I talked to them. So like I'll put their name and then like challenge group, coaching, and like that's how I keep track. And so like on this, I should have wrote yesterday's date on here, but I didn't. I should have May 30th. So then when I go to like tonight, I'll have May 31st and all the people I talked to. And then May 31st. And then June 1st, I'll talk to new people. And then I actually just flip back 2 pages and I talk to all those people again. or check back, or if I haven't heard from them, I might give them a couple of days, so I might write their name down again. And then I always cross them off. And then I know I'm working my business when I have crumples of like paper in the trash, because once I've checked everyone off that I've re-talked to them or added them to a new day, I throw that piece of paper away. And so everybody gets carried over until they sign up with me. Like I literally have people on my list for like 7 months until they sign up with me, or until they tell me like absolutely not. Or if they say like August, I literally have like a piece of paper and I just write August and I just write people's names on it. Come August, like, or like probably maybe July, I'll probably like and comment on a bunch of their stuff. And then August, I'll check back with them. So I think it's okay to add people to like if they say like June 3rd, reach back out, you know, like that's not a big deal. But if they say like October, I'll probably like write their name down in October and I'll just keep them in mind for later on. Sometimes they'll come across another post of a different coach and they sign up with them. They're not your people. Like that has nothing to do with you. But yeah, organization, I love that. So that's kind of, I'm weird. I have like weird notebooks and then I use that to like organize my coaching. And then I obviously have like my tracker just to make sure I'm doing stuff. And I know you've seen that. So, okay. Anything else?
Nope, that's been the main one for me. And then I think as other people had mentioned, designating like the time for just coaching versus trying to do it all day long, because I'll find I'll be at home and somebody responds to a message. So I'll want to jump on or think about jumping on, but keeping the time separate.
Yeah. And I think maybe I shared the call actually in, I think I put it in the diamond thread, I think, from Rachel Baldwin.
Yes, I watched that. Yep.
Yeah. I was like, I love that. I'm with my sister right now. I'll reach back out to you in a couple of hours. Like before I was like, oh my God, someone's interested. Like tonight I went voting. I have a team call. If I don't get to them tonight, like I'll get to them tomorrow morning. And if they sign up with somebody else over the night, like congratulations, like you weren't my person, you know?
Right. That's where I got it from. Yeah. I was like, I need to start doing that.
Yeah. So, and I loved how she was like, it helps you not feel, what did she say? Like desperate or something, you know? Then you're like, I'll get back to you tomorrow morning. I'll send the link out. Like I'll even see people when they comment on a post, be like, I'll reach out tomorrow morning with the details. I'm like, details, you know, like I need to do that too. So I've been doing that with my, when they drop their email for coaching, I'll like let it go, you know, and then tonight when I sit down, then I'll have, you know, 5 in a row, but then I'll get those 5 in 2 minutes versus like spending my entire day checking.
Right.
So yeah, I get that. I love that though. Okay. Thank you. I don't know, Faye, I know you're busy doing something. I don't want to bug you. I wonder, can you talk? I got the other ones. I don't know if she wants me to read these or not. Okay, so Shessa said, what I do well. I'm good at reaching out to everyone that likes my post and just recently started reaching out to random people who don't necessarily show any interest on my journey, which I think is cool. Like if you have people who, like I'll be honest, when, you know, a couple of you guys were in my challenge groups and I was like, dude, these people would be bomb coaches. I like sent them a message. I was like, hey, I know you never really thought about coaching, but would you like to check out a sneak peek? Totally random for them, but like they're in my challenge group, so I know them. So always reach out to your people in your challenge group. That's where you have like that bread and butter. That's where your good people are because they trust in you. They invested in you. You've invested in them. You have that partnership. And then honestly, like I have friends and family who I think would be really good coaches. And like my sister actually called me tonight and she's like, I'm signing up next week as a coach. And I was like, really? You know, like I have people who would be my dream coaches. So reaching out to them too is really fun. I have a lot of people who go to the gym and who are into fitness on my Instagram because I follow like weird stuff like that. And I'm really working into asking them about coaching. Like I asked 2 dudes, which I don't ever do that, but they post selfies all the time and they're at a gym all the time. So I'm like, why don't you make money and get the men market? Like, that'd be wonderful. So feel free to reach out to new people. She said, the thing I need to work on, I feel like sometimes I come too hard and just go all in and want to tell everyone about it and how amazing it is. I'm definitely the same way. I think that's how it's good to have an idea, like break it into 4 or 5 steps of how you talk to people, introduce like what it is you're talking about, the challenge group, ask them their struggles, talk about your success and what you've had, see if they want to or they want to look at the bundles, talk about the bundles, and then get them signed up. So I kind of like break it into 4 pieces, sometimes a couple messages here and there. So it might be 10 messages, but I have like the end in mind. Like I have a system of what I'm working through. And then she said things I could get help with, just reaching out to our team, knowing I can lean on you all. I know we all have at least been through something similar. Post on social media. I realize I've been slacking on this part last week. I need to stop letting personal things get in the way. Absolutely. I love that. So, posting on social media, it does not have to be airing your dirty laundry. However, being relatable sometimes feels like you are. And I know like that's kind of where that vulnerability comes from. Like I posted a photo of Aaron and I yesterday, and it was just him going to golf. But I shared like why I started this journey. And I actually started because I was really insecure and I was kind of like a mean girl before. I was super overweight, hated myself and hated everyone else and didn't want to go do anything with anyone because I was so jealous of people. And so Aaron and I actually used to fight all the time. Like we never did anything separate. We always were together. And if we weren't together, I would be texting him that I was so mad the whole time. Or like, you know what I mean? Like trying to ruin that whole thing because I didn't have that trust in myself, and previous relationships like had ruined that for me. And so I shared that on social media. I think it was last night actually. And I just shared that like we used to struggle with that part because I was so insecure and unhappy. Now, like that's a benefit from this health and fitness journey. And so like I tried to relate and share, but I didn't go and say like, well, we used to yell and scream at each other and blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't say that. I just kind of like touched on it a little bit. So if you're ever going through something personal, don't ever feel like you have to put on social media, like, I don't know, I had XYZ happen to me, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's not what we're saying as coaches. I think it's more of like, when I have a migraine, I'm like, I just worked out, even though I had a migraine, I feel so much better now because I have my blood flowing through my veins, whatever. If Aaron and I are fighting or something, I might post on social media that sometimes relationships are hard, understanding that we're always, in this together, like trying to give them, maybe not necessarily like always a negative thing, but like taking them through it and then ending them with like a positive note. So, okay. I know we have like a couple minutes before Josh does his webinar. So I just wanted, let me